Hello future developers, welcome to another tutorial ABCD. So today we'll be learning to do this rating UI. Okay, so this is inspired from a project on frontendmentor.io. Okay, so this is my version of it. So we'll be learning to do this. Okay, so that said, I'm going to VS Code, and then there's going to be our HTML document, and then this for our CSS. So that said, I'm going to clear these out. Okay, and then remember to add this link. Okay, this link to inside your head. Okay, so this is going to help us get the icon as seen here. So this icon, okay, so it's going to be from font awesome. Okay, so font awesome icons. Okay, so let me clear it. Okay, so inside our body I'm going to create a div, a container. Okay, so div dot container. Okay, then I'm going to space. So in between this, the opening and closing tag of our div, I'm going to create a main. So a main tag, so main. Then inside the main, we are going to create our star. Okay, so I'm going to give a class. So let's say div dot, I'm going to say star. Press enter. Okay, so inside the star, the div, okay, the opening and closing tag of our div, to also to ensure that our icon is showing or is going to display, we'll need to do this I class, and then I'm going to type FA. Okay, these are the codes that will help um, the icon to show. Okay, so far star. Remember the star is if you change here to search or any other name, okay, if that icon exists in font awesome, it would appear in on your web page. Okay, I'm going to close it. Okay, so if we check our ports, okay, so if you check our port, you can see we have it showing. Okay, it's showing because we styled it in our CSS side, so I have to clear that in our CSS. Okay, so I'm going to clear all my CSS file, and then I'll start afresh. So let's finish with our HTML, then we'll go to the CSS side. Okay, so now outside the div, I'm going to create our h1 tag. So h1, so an h1 tag, and I'm going to type how did we do. Okay, so how did we do. Okay, okay, so I'm splitting my screen. So how did we do for h1, and then we'll create another one, that's h4. And then inside the h4, I'm going to type, please let us know how we did with your supports. Okay, so I'll pause it, and then I'm going to press enter. I'm going to create a break. So a break is going to put our text, which is all feedback is appreciated, to help us improve our offering better. So let me type it, and then I'll use a break so we see what we are trying to do. So I'll pause it. Okay, so this what's typed. Okay, all feedback is appreciated to help us improve our offerings. Okay, so we want to put the all on a new line. So I'm going to bring a break. So br, I'll close it. Okay, so you can see it's on a new line, and then we want to improve our offerings also, so from here to also be on a new line. So I'm going to look for it. Okay, and then I'll put the br, so br. Okay, so we have our improve our offerings on a new line. Now we would have to create our button. Okay, so outside the closing tag of the h4 tag, I'm going to create a class called btn, so button. So div dot btn. Okay, so whatever name you would use, you can use any name, div dot btn. Press enter. So my class is called btn. Inside the in between this, the opening and closing tag of our btn class, I'm going to type I'm going to create a button. So remember, one of the lessons we actually created a button using some CSS code, but now we want to use the tag to create our button. So I'm going to create 5 buttons. Okay, so button. Let me clear this. So button. Then I'm going to give to button one. So a shortcut, instead of copying and pasting this 5 times, a shortcut would be just click at the end of the button and then hold shift shift alt and then down arrow key 5 times. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. Yeah, so we have 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. So there's shift and then alt and then the down arrow key. Okay, so let's try that again. So shift alt and then down arrow key. Okay. So 1 2 3 4. So I'm just going to change it to 2 3 4 and then 5. Okay, so we need 5 buttons. So if you see here, you can see we have 5 buttons here. Okay, so 5 buttons. Okay. Now we want a submit button. Okay, so we want something like this. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. Okay, so this we'll style them in our CSS and then we'll work on this. Okay, so that said, let's go to our button. So outside our div for our button, okay, div class. So here I'm going to create another class called div dot, and then I'm going to give it submit. So that's going to be our submit button. Submit. Press enter. Okay. Then I'm going to type create another button. So button. Okay. And I'm going to type submit. You can use caps or small letter, whichever. Submit. Submit. Okay. So we have it here. Okay. And then let's see what we can do here. So that should be it. So let me enlarge it. Okay, so there's going to be our all for our HTML tag, or the HTML side of our code. And then let me format it well, so format so that it looks well formatted. So in the next lesson, we'll work on the CSS side to actually style our HTML elements. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Thank you.